All right, we're on. So I'm Sabine, and I've got Val with me, and we're going to talk a little bit about Val's experience about TRE and the sessions that we've done together. And yeah, can you tell me a little bit about what might be the benefits that you got from TRE so far? Maybe some specific points or overall?
Mm-hmm. So definitely, I'm finding a new confidence in my body, being in my body, but then also as I'm out in the world, there's a dramatically new higher level of confidence that's happened. That's probably the biggest thing.
Mm-hmm.
I find when the evenings or the nights after the sessions, I can definitely feel like a lightness or an airiness or some space or something in my body, and I feel it's noticeably each time. It's noticeably more sort of calm and balanced or even or something, and not. Yeah, it's very much a body thing, and I've spoken a few times and have trouble sort of fitting it into words because it's not up here.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, but there's a confidence inside my skin. There's more safety. Definitely the word safety in regards to being in my body is becoming more clear. Yeah.
Beautiful. And it's interesting you talk about, verbalizing or putting words to it, because essentially we're not working on the logical part of our brain. We are working with our body, our senses, our sensory body, and our emotions. And yeah, and one of the things you said about the confidence, it's almost like you looked a little surprised. It's almost like you didn't realize that that was actually possible, to start with. Yeah.
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 No.
Well, to start with, I understood the words that I was learning about. This is what TRE can do for you, and so it was very much up here.
Mm-hmm.
But until you experience it in here, it's only it's only something you know. Whereas now it's become experiential. It's quite magical.
Awesome. Thank you. And is there anything else that you found significant that's come up for you that you can think of? I mean, it's pretty significant already what you're talking about, and if that's all you get, that,
It is, yeah. Well, there is another thing, and that's you're so good at facilitating me or the work that my body's doing, or facilitating my body or something. I have learned early in the sessions, and I'm getting to know more as we go along. And this is a little bit surprising that I have an urge to, come on, let's do this, let's get this done, yeah, let's rock and roll, let's pump it out now, which that's not how the body's operating. So I've had the opportunity to see that, and you're really good at encouraging me to just allow that to just be there, and don't have to run off and do anything with it. And so that's really, I've gotten to know another part of me that's perhaps, I mean, excitement and keenness is great, but there's a place for it, and sometimes there's a place not for it. And so being able to now sort of get a distinction between when it's the place for it, when is it, the fact that I'm even able to notice that it's there, and make a stronger choice for myself with it. That's pretty significant, and that's not sort of, you hadn't spoken into that as a potential beforehand. So it was just sort of, another awesome thing that's come from it.
Could be potentially quite empowering, really, to be able to, recognize our habits and, make choices around what suits us at the
Absolutely.
time. Yeah, beautiful.
Definitely.
Yeah, beautiful. So we've done now about, is it 10 sessions we've done together?
Yeah,
It's
I think
been,
it's 10.
yeah, it's been a bit of a journey. So there's been things that happen at different stages. So did you want to speak a little bit about that? Is anything significant around that process of the first session, the third one, the fifth one, the 10th one?
Yeah, I do think that after the first one, I wasn't really sort of sure, because I couldn't pull it into my head and do some thinking about it. So even after the second one, I was sort of, trusting that there's something going on, and not really. Then at the third one, that's where I started to, I think it was the third one, I sent you a message saying, wow, there's something, I'm feeling like a deep calmness, deep down, and still watching my mind wanting to grab it so it could label it and talk about it, but it wasn't. That was it. That's all I could come out with, was this deep steadiness or calmness or peace.
Beautiful.
Or all of those. Yeah. And so then going on from that, it's become, I'm much more in touch with sort of my body as it's doing the trembling, the tremoring, and it's, I mean, my mind still wants to look for some ways to talk about it and label it and give it some words, but I'm getting to just enjoy that actually there's a bigger intelligence in my body than in my mind, and I'm getting that experientially, and I'm learning to just really just be with that and let that contribute to my mind rather than my mind go running after it and trying to grab it. Yeah, it's and I can feel it starting to affect, like, it's so hard to put into words, but in a much wider way in my life or something. It's
What do you mean with, like, outside of TRE in your life, the effects? Or
yes, yeah, that, like, I'm sort of starting to notice, it's actually, this is like underpinning everything, not just the things I'm focusing on that I want to get achieved or want to get cleared up, or, you know, that actually if I stop and just observe, I can see that it's the clearing that I'm doing, or the tremoring that I'm doing and getting stuff out is underpinning everything, my whole life, everything.
Sort of and it's beautiful. It sort of makes sense, doesn't it, when we have that deep peace and stability inside of us, you know, things on the outside start working out, and that's
Yes.
the beautiful thing. Yeah, lovely.
Yes,
Very
absolutely.
nice.
Yeah.
Awesome.
It really is.
And yeah, and it's a pleasure working with you as well. So it's always nice to discover something new and staying in that curious space to see, you know, what else might come up. So
yeah,
and
great. Thank you.
anything else that you can think of that might be significant that you wanted to add before we finish?
I do think that like I've tried lots of different things over my life to you know, different modalities or different practices or whatever, and I've learned enough at this stage to know that if the person facilitating is, you know, not quite the right person, it can, for me, it can mean that the work that I do is then not really as impactful, or I can make excuses to not continue on because I'm not in alignment with that person or whatever. But you, Sabine, you just hold the space. It's almost not even the personality of Sabine there. There's just the space that you are, that holds it. You're really calm and easy. I feel like I'm at the point now where I come to the sessions and I just sort of like, I just let go, because I know that you've got it, you know, and you've got this really calm, guiding, strong space that you hold around it, and you're very gentle and, you know, taking me through, you know, the things that you're saying, just guiding me through it. And it's like, it's as good as going for a massage or, you know, going for a good meal or something. Like, I come away just feeling really like I've been held really safely, and I can actually, the more I get to know my body and get familiar with the TRE, with the space that you hold, the facilitation that you do, I'm able to drop deeper and deeper, and I'm just like, I want to do this for the rest of my life. This is amazing. So yeah, really appreciate your facilitation of it. Thank you.
Thank you, and you're welcome. You're welcome. And I mean, the beautiful thing about it is you can do it for the rest of your life. And you know, it's a choice of coming doing it with me or in the group or by yourself, you know, and there's always something different to learn. So thank you so much for talking with me today. And
you're very welcome. Thank you.
And I'll see you at our next TRE shake-up, or
you certainly will.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Talk to you later. Bye.
See you.